Hey everybody, so here's another out-of-box review. This time we're looking at the kit from Polar Lights, the 1000 Enterprise Refit. Came out a couple weeks ago. It's a really nice little box. The artwork is really great. That was done by one of the original designers on the film. They pretty much do wrap around for all the sides for the artwork, so you get a few different looks at it. Over on the back, a couple photos of the kit and a quick rundown on the kit itself. It's a snap-tite, though it's a level 2, which kind of surprises me. But it is a little more complicated than your standard snap-tite kit. So let me open this up and we'll take a look at it. So as with all the Polar Lights and Round 2 kits lately, this is a beautiful glossy box. I'm going to hate throwing it away, but I don't know that I've got too much else I can do with it. Whereas the upper box here is really nice solid cardboard, this lower one is kind of flimsy, but it does have some nice artwork on here as well. At least two sides of it. So in the box itself, it's pretty full. One sprue of clear plastic, engine grills, deflector dish, couple windows, etc., etc. The saucer itself, just about as big as your hand. This is 1/1000, so it's not surprising that it's this small at all. Good round base. They did some tricks with this that I'll point out when we get to that. All the other plastic is in one big bag. Then we got some directions. List of other kits from round 2 and the decals. A little bit of mystery here because they're hidden, so that's kind of nice. So let me pull these bags out and all the pieces and we'll see what we got. So as always, we'll take a look at the directions first. This little pamphlet unfolds to a fairly huge piece of paper. On one side we've got all the directions and everything looks pretty straightforward. I built their regular 1000 Enterprise a couple years ago thinking I knew what I was doing, but I had to take it apart 3 times before I finally decided to read the directions. So in this case I will be following the directions specifically because these little kits definitely have a distinct order that you gotta follow to make sure everything goes well. Over on the back side, all it is decal placement. This is going to be really incredible. And we'll get to the decals after we take a look at the parts next, but the thoroughness with which this is done definitely shows off they put a lot of effort into this. Theoretically, there's no painting that needs to be done, but I will be doing a base primer when it's mostly all assembled, or if not completely assembled. And then, oh, it looks like there is a little bit of painting to do. We'll take a look at that when I go to build it. What I'm thinking about doing is, I haven't finished any kits this month. It's March right now, 2010. And I'm going to try and build this in a single night, and we'll see how it looks. This could be lit, but what I'm going to do is put it all together as is, and maybe I'll get another one. This was $25 at my local store. So getting another one isn't too bad. I've seen them as low as $20 on the net, but by the time you pay for shipping, you're pretty much going to be right in the same ballpark area. So there is a little paint to do, it looks like. They give you a nice 10 steps on how to apply the decals. And being a level 2 snap-tite, I'm sure that level 2 comes straight from the decals itself. So let's take a look at the parts now. So it's fairly straightforward. Not too many ultra small parts, just the engine bits right there. Everything's definitely good size. The details here are fairly crisp overall. The docking port looks a little soft, as do some of the windows, but you really got to expect that at this kind of size of model. So definitely no complaints there. Whereas the grill lines on the pylon here are definitely really beautifully done. Everything looks pretty good. For instance, this docking port here is a little soft, but this one here is completely fine. Details on the clear parts definitely look pretty nice. We've got arboretum glass, the nacelles of course, impulse engine, it looks like a couple others I can't quite place offhand, the bridge perhaps. So I'll find out that when I go to build this thing. Details over here, definitely nice. And all the grid lines on the hull itself are fairly sharp and well done. Not really too much else to say. There's no obvious problems with the plastic itself, such as if they pulled it out of the mold too early or a heating issue, anything like that. All the parts are pretty well numbered, but if you know this ship, then you pretty much know where everything goes. It's just a matter of sorting out the order of the way things go. So let me pull the decals out. These are looking like they're going to be the star of the show. Definitely some beautiful work here. Let's get in nice and close. 3 sheets. These are probably 8.5 by 11 for any 2, somewhere in that range. And the details are just fantastic. Colors are pretty subtle overall. Everything looks pretty sharp as far as registration goes. There's no obvious blemishes or anything like that. Getting all these fit together without any seams may be a trick, but we'll find out when I get to that. Definitely some beautiful work here. I'm really impressed with this. Well worth the 25 bucks I paid. I don't know how accurate all this aztecing is, but I'm gonna guess that they probably did their homework on it and it's really darn close, if not precise. This is definitely going to be a fun build, and the decals will definitely be a little bit of a trick to them. In addition to those 10 steps on the instruction sheet there, they also threw in this little reminder to be pretty careful about how you're dealing with them and how to get the best results. So a few folks, including myself, have had difficulty with some of the decals from round 2 on the Star Trek kits, but I think that was an initial processing error, and things have definitely gotten a lot better. Given the complexity of how these go on and need to sit next to each other, I'm sure this is definitely going to be some precision work, but I'm not too worried about it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. 1000 Enterprise, I may have to go back and get some of the other 1000 series too, just to get a little fleet going, just because of this one kit. This is really nice. About 1 foot long when it's put together. So definitely I like the bigger kits, but this is definitely a nice little piece going on. And if the 1350 has the kind of details for all the decals, such as this one does, that's definitely going to be one to get as well if you haven't bought 1 or 2 already. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching as always. See ya.